Alright, the joys of flying. So, yesterday I recorded a video that I had come out to the airport and I was intending to fly. I decided not to because of wind, so I sort of had a idea of coming out on Sunday because I kind of have it in my craw to fly. So I come out here and the wind's like 180 at 7 or 8 or something. It's pretty manageable. And pull the airplane out. I'm sitting here in the plane outside my hangar door. Pull the airplane out, and then I got a low broken layer rolling in, and they just reported it at 400 broken. And so I'm looking up at these clouds, and I'm thinking my time is too valuable to just sit here in this damn plane waiting for it to go VFR again. So I guess I'm gonna push it back in and not fly. The other thing is, the controller at the tower recorded the ATIS, and he said it was broken at 400, which actually turned out to be right. But when I looked on Sky Vector, it was saying broken at 4,000, and it was showing VMC or VFR, whereas he was reporting IMC. So I didn't know if maybe he misrecorded or what. So I was going to call him up and just clarify, and turns out my radio doesn't work. So I've got this Narco MK12D, and if you recall on the blog, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, I had bought a used radio, and I stuck it in here. Let me show it to you. It's that one right there. And it's been working great, and I was happy. I mean, it didn't give me any problems at all. And then I go to call this guy up, and it's doing the same thing the other one was doing. So now I'm back to square one. I got 2 Narcos that appear to not work. So I don't really know, is it the radios, or is it the airplane, or what? So I'm just kind of pissed off here this morning. I'm not going to lie. I came out here to fly. I can't fly, and I got a radio problem now that I thought I had fixed. So and maybe it's in my mind, but I also, when I turned on the master switch to screw around with the radios, I smelled an electrical thing. Now, I still smell it right now, and the airplane master's been off for probably 10 minutes now. So I don't know if something fried electrically or what. I don't really know, but I'm a little bit peeved about that. But I do have a working COM2. I can still fly the plane at the right time, and maybe this Narco will start. Maybe it's just a bad day. You know how sometimes you just wake up and things don't line up, things just don't feel and look right. It could just be one of those days. Maybe the radio is as grumpy as I am this morning, but so maybe I'll come out here next weekend or something, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and it'll be a nice, pretty day, and my radio will work, and I can just sweep this whole cluster under the rug here for today. But we'll see. If not, I'm back to square one on this radio. Getting a third Narco doesn't really make any sense. So I mean, there's like 3 things potentially going on as I see it. Number one would be that this radio has the same problem the other one had, just coincidentally. It could be a problem that's very common with Narcos. I don't know. So that's a possibility. Number 2 would be that the problem really is in the airplane. There's some kind of intermittent wiring problem, such that the radio works and the other one works, but yet the harness doesn't work. There could be something in the harness. I don't know. So there's that. And then the third option would be there's some kind of short or some kind of problem inside the wiring that is frying these radios. So that would be what I would consider worst case scenario, because I would have 2 fried Narcos and a wiring problem. So the best case scenario would probably be, honestly, a wiring problem, because then I have 2 good Narco radios. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn, but it is part of owning an airplane, so I'll just have to figure it out. It just is what it is. So I'm sitting here in the plane, I'm looking up at these clouds, but I'm afraid even if he goes back to few, it was originally few at 200, Then I take off, and then he updates it back to IFR, and I'm stuck. So I think I'm just going to throw in the towel and be done with it. It doesn't feel like a great day to fly now with this radio problem. So anyway, owning an airplane is fun. I enjoy this thing. I really do like it. But you're chasing gremlins. It just is what it is. But worst case scenario in my mind would be that I basically limp by with what I have until the annual. And then I'm going to get the annual done. And then I'm going to probably bring it to Jesse Saint at Saint Aviation. He's up at X-Ray 35 or Dunellen, Marion County Airport. And tell him the problem and say, fix it. And while you're at it, do the other stuff I want done. And I'll leave the plane there. I'll have my wife come up and get me in the car and basically go from there. I don't know. I'm not sure what else to do. I need to look at the blog. It seems like it was, 3 months ago that I got this radio. And as soon as I put it in, it's been working like a champ. So all of a sudden now I'm sitting on the ground. I don't know. Maybe it's very humid right now. So maybe it's humidity based, maybe, I don't know if this is the most humid day we've had, but since I've had the radio, but it's pretty humid. So it'll be interesting to see when I go to fly it again. I'm just going to call it, I'm just going to be done with it today. It just doesn't feel right anymore with these low clouds and this radio and all that. But I'm just going to come back out some other day and maybe it'll work. And then I just need to establish a trend. Is this a weird one-off or are we back to exactly where we were before? So we'll see. All right, I'm going to go to the gym. That was what I was going to do in about 2 hours, but I'm just going to go get it done now. And then I'm going to go home. We are doing one of the puppy runs today. Typically I fly there, but we decided to drive today because of the wind. But also I have a king-size mattress that we replaced. And I want to bring it up to the airport because there's a guy up there that uses them to ship wings and airplane fuselages and stuff around. And he said he could use it. So I figure I'll throw it in the back of my Suburban and drive it up there and gets it off my hands and, gets it to a good cause. So anyway, that's all I got. And I'm going to push this thing back in. I'm glad I didn't start it. I had the, because otherwise I hate to start it and shut it down. So no harm, no foul. I'm going to put it away and just call this one a clusterfuck for today. So, all right, see you.